Hello, Monsters Abound, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, Mortal Empires, Twisted and the Twilight, and the fourth part of my Throt campaign, where we've got a horde of Skaven slaves, but these ones are roided to the balls. Look at them go, bless their little hearts. I mean, some of them have little hearts, some of them have large hearts, some of them have 2 or 3, some of them have hearts that have grown 3 sizes this day. But that's what you get with growth juice. Basically, just you never know. So we've got. Also, it should be stated, if your heart does grow 3 sizes, that's a real problem. I mean, your blood pressure is going to be all over the fucking place, and also your vitality. So we are attacking these crossbows. However, they have a lot of fucking melee defense. So much, in fact, that our wolf rats are not happy about that. They're actually going to start routing against fucking crossbows. Fortunately, some Skaven slaves are here to, well, get their attention, I guess. The wolf rats are getting torn to shreds, though. It's not particularly good, is it? Never mind. So we've got some clan rats being spawned in behind. These Skaven slaves all have random mutations, which means a lot of them have, like, frenzy and shit, which is not bad. I mean, that's okay. Their melee attacks, actually, in some cases, fine. Which, for Skaven slaves, I mean, they're dirt cheap. The Brood Horror is taking on the enemy general. He could really use a little bit of assistance there. The enemy general is definitely a better combatant, but if we can get some Skaven slaves to surround him, then... Ugh. Hello? This crossbow flying in from nowhere. I say nowhere, obviously punched to death by fucking rat ogres. As the rat ogres are mopping up the crossbows, the enemy army was 2 halberdiers, a bunch of crossbows, and an enemy general. And the Auto-Resolve went, yeah, you're fucked, mate. To me, that is. Not to the enemy army, the one with 2 halberdiers and a bunch of crossbows. It said that to me. Unfucking-leavable. Go on, rip them to shreds, lads. Om nom nom. This is your lunch for the next, like, well, until we fight another army. So make the most of it. Little magic coming in there from Zap Spark, aptly named. He's getting stuck in. He's got 50 kills. It's alright, isn't it? Right in the heart of the action as well. Skaven slaves coming in. These halberdiers starting to waver. The enemy general has been set upon by rat ogres along with the Brood Horror, and they've finally broken. And there we go. Halberdiers breaking with a horde of rat ogres coming to say hello.
My plan. Victory.
Well, I don't know if it was your plan that was... I mean, it was pretty much my plan, I feel like. Anyway, Auto-Resolve was being decidedly jerkish there, although I don't know who this guy is, but... like, all of his units seem to have very high melee defense, and I don't know why that is. Maybe he's special. I don't know. I keep seeing this guy, the veteran of Prague. I don't know what he's doing, though. What his deal is. I don't know why. Maybe he's just a second army. Maybe Kislev always starts with a second army. I don't know. I have literally no idea. I've never started up this way, so not sure. But I've never seen him before, as far as I'm concerned. Odd one. Anyway.
Kill, slay. I'll collect souls.
Send him packing.
This way.
Man-Thing Slave, and let's go and finish this army off. I'll just auto-resolve that one, nice and easy, and I will take the food. And then we'll head back to Erengrad. Perfect. And Zap Spark, who I'm going to rename at some point, I will do, sure, but not right now. Also, we've got these guys. Right, we're gonna Stitch Mark II. There we go. That's Stitch Mark II, and this one is going to be Cuddles. Perfect. Now, we're going to attack Prague. There is an army here. It's a big army. However, we have 2 things going in our favour. One, we're pretty much just all monsters. And 2, we've got a couple of units with that cellular instability, which is ridiculously fucking good.
Unleash war beasts! Best experiment!
Brood Horror soaking up a little bit of fire there, but it's got regeneration, so yeah. Not really a problem. Our Storm Vermin are getting bombarded by the mortars in the city. We're going to send some clan rats to try and knock those out. Not sure how effective that'll be, because obviously there's a lot of stuff in the city. A huge pile of stuff, plus lots on the walls as well. So our Storm Vermin are approaching. They are riddled with cancer as well, which is going to give them a little bit more armor, but to be honest, they're just taking a lot of fire from those handguns, which of course are armor piercing. And that gate is down. Hello, boys. Knock, knock. There's Gorich. Fluffy. We're already starting to tear through this infantry, no problem. Now, we do need to get Cuddles and the Brood Horror into a good position to just... I need to get that less effects mod, because all this fucking smoky cloud shit, I don't know what that is, but... Oh, is it the propane? I think it's the 20% weakness to fire. Anyway, no biggie. So we need to get them into an opportune position to explode, basically, because if we can get like the Brood Horror right in the middle of here, that would basically annihilate this entire army. Now we do have Cuddles trying to flank around. He's in a fairly good position there. That's not too bad. I mean, he is killing stuff along the way. If we could just get him to push a little bit further, you know, something like that, that'd be fine. Good. I mean, that is optimum jam production. That racked up 437 kills. And left a giant crater in the Imperial line, so much so that the mass panic that's caused by an exploding Hell Pit Abomination, that a lot of the Imperial soldiery leg it. And I can't really blame them, to be honest, because they're getting slaughtered. So we're going to chase them down. Now we're inside the city centre, and there's just a lot of Imperial soldiers running all over the place. See our Brood Horror getting... Now, I mean, that's not a bad position to be in. A little bit closer, that'll do. And that racks up 308 kills. So, yeah, basically... But yeah, they're all dead. I mean, if we have a look at the numbers... we can see that the enemy troop count is dropping quite quickly as we basically just rip them limb from limb. Meanwhile, what's happening up on the walls, to be honest, not that really bothered what's going on the walls. Our Storm Vermin have survived, and they are now charging these handgunners, so they should be able to deal with them. The Clan Rats mopping up those crossbows. Yeah, that's all good. The Wolf Rats now inside the city, trying to deal with these halberdiers. They're going to have trouble with those halberdiers. Fortunately, Gorich is going to lend them a hand. In he comes. Starts murdering everyone he can get his hands on. He's going to use his Warp Frenzy. And then he's going to... yeah, do that. And understandably, the halberdiers are already in a lot of trouble. Those that are alive anyway. And it's just a mop-up operation now. We have slaughtered our way. There's just a few crossbows managed to rally that apparently got forgotten in the absolute carnage. I mean, look at this. There's so many bodies at the city gates, and there's just piles everywhere. It's amazing. It's so good. Our Wolf Rats just hunting down anyone that's still alive. These crossbows now, obviously, now routing. They've realised the situation is hopeless. Unfortunately, they are sort of routing towards the Wolf Rats, which is probably not going to end up great for them.
gods have abandoned them!
Well, that was brutal. I loved it. That cellular instability is very powerful. So I've put the Chaos Invasion on Legendary, and should we end up with, like, 10 stacks of Chaos Warriors heading our way, I think my plan is, in my head, an entire army of Brood Horrors with cellular instability and also the stealth augment. So basically the Chaos Warriors won't see them until they're right on top of them, and then kaboom. I think that could work. I mean, it would be hilarious to watch. I don't know how effective it would be, but it would be, I mean, just, it's the most Skaven thing I can think of. Right, I'm going to put this city at level 3, because that means we can get the, I don't think that's going to come up, to be honest. And that's going to let us get the public order building. You know what? I might keep the hidden lair. I might keep the hidden lair simply because I'm going to get rid of that one. Because that means I can recruit an assassin and send him to go and meet up with the other Skaven factions, which is something I don't have at the moment. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. I do need to upgrade Hill Pit ASAP, but that's going to take more growth, which we don't have at the moment. But I do want to be able to recruit Brood Horrors and Mutant Rat Ogres. I mean, not that I need to recruit them. I can just wait until I pick them up in the vats, but never mind. Let's tax the province. Now, I've never realised this, but apparently other corruption doesn't affect Skaven. It's just their own. So they don't care about the Chaos Corruption, which is good, I guess. Not sure why. I guess tentacles, that's an everyday occurrence for a Skaven, isn't it? Let's get the gem mine. We've actually got loads of money at the moment. I wonder if we could maybe trade with... Hello.
This is folly.
No? Okay, well, we'll keep trying with old Wulfric, see if we can get him on side, see if we can get a little trade agreement there. That'd be quite nice. What else do I want? Well, we do want to upgrade to the Erengrad Harbour, so I need to save enough money to do that. I mean, the warp lightning capacitors would be okay here. It's not making us a lot of money. It's better than nothing. I'll get walls here just to be on the safe side. I could get the pestilent knave, but I kind of want to get... I kind of want to get a plague priest in something, but that would mean that a quarter of our army is characters. Because obviously I need Jeremy in here. I need you. Gorich, yes. Obviously Throt is leading the army, which means I need... If I always have... That's 5 characters, which is a lot of characters. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think I'll hold off. I'm sort of umming and ahhing about it, but I think I'll hold off. I don't think I need it. I just don't think I need it. Okay, we're going to take Volksgrad next, and then we're going to grab Kislev and Zavrasta, I think, is what we'll do. I'm going to leave this, unless we need public order. We do need public order. Okay, we'll build the Bell Foundry, then we've got enough for the Erengrad Harbour next turn.
Control, yes.
Oh, the Brayherds come. Where? Down there. Okay, that's not an issue. We're not going to raise another army just yet. So I mean, we've already got 2. So let's go and grab Volksgrad first. Then we'll go and grab Kislev.
No.
Yes, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll just occupy that one. There we go. Nice. I should mention as well that I actually got a new monitor a few days ago. So I've now got... Is it 2K? It goes... 1080, 2K, 4K, right? That's that. Whatever. I've got the one between 4K and 1080. And because of that, I decided to start playing around with resolutions for recording. Now, I did manage to fuck it up, unsurprisingly. In my defense, it wasn't my fault, right? Because OBS, I set OBS to record at the now native resolution, and it went, okay, I'll do that. Also, I'm going to resize it back to 1080. Thanks, OBS. Thanks. So, as soon as I realised what was happening, because obviously I thought I was recording in 2K, so then I was rendering in 2K. But no, I was actually recording in 1080 and then rendering, and that obviously made the resolution look worse. So the first 3 episodes, you might notice, the resolution's a bit shit if you watch it on 2K. It's because it's actually 1080 and it's been upsized, which is not good, because it's the same way as when you watch CSI and they take like a grainy CCTV and they go enhance, and it like cleans up the fucking... It's like, that's not how that works. You can't just magic pixels out of fucking nothing, you idiots. Well, I imagine there's probably actually a way you can do that, but that's not the point. Normally, you can't do it. Not easily, anyway, I think. Can you? God, now I'm doubting myself. Technology, it's one of those things, isn't it? You keep thinking, they can't do that, and then suddenly they start doing it, and obviously it's magic because you're old, and you can't deal with it anymore. Anyway, so I'm going to get the arcane regenerators here. So I have now fixed the problem, which means this should now be in 2K. And if you watch it in 2K, hopefully the resolution should be better. In fact, I think the resolution should be better if you watch it in 1080 as well. So basically, the higher resolution you record it in, the better resolution it is across the board, basically. So hopefully this should be a little bit better. Because, I mean, Total War is one of those games where you've got a lot of moving shit on the screen at any one time. And the way that the YouTube algorithm, is that what it is? I don't know, thing works is to try and keep video size down to a minimum. It basically, the more stuff that's moving on the screen, the worse the visual's going to be. Obviously, because Total War is usually filled with fucking... During a battle, it's filled with things moving around. The resolution is generally going to be pretty fucking bad, or at least the clarity is going to be pretty bad, because there's lots of shit moving on the screen. That's just how it is. So hopefully at a bit of high resolution, it should be a little bit better. That's my hope, anyway. I think it looks... From like people like Lionheart that I've watched who record in 4K, because he's, you know, basically a wizard, it does seem to look better in battles. So I'm hoping that that's what it is. So fingers crossed. Throt, you're going to get a Brood Horror, because they're great. I fucking love my Brood Horrors. And no, we've already got flesh thatch. We don't need that. I'm gonna give Tide of Pox, because again, I like my tide of rats. Love me a tide of rats. Where go now? Gorich. I think we're going to go Trusted Chief, because we can get Throt's Greatest Creation. That's going to basically mean, because Gorich is usually going to be going around with Jeremy and Throt, which means they then get an extra bit of physical resistance there to keep them alive. And you are getting Evasion, because I would like Crack's Call, I think, is pretty much the only spell I root. You don't get Arcane Conduit, do you? No. So this is why we could use a Plague Priest in the army, because otherwise we're not going to have any caster. I mean, we've got a little caster, but then do we need a caster? I mean, we've got a horde of very roided up, big muscly rat ogres. Do we need anyone casting a little bit of Ponzi magic? Probably not. Fuck it, just bludgeon them to death, it's fine. Power that surrounds us. Mist clings to the ground and stubbornly refuses to shift, even as your followers stride forth. They approach a place of ancient power. It's forbidding, but those who dare tread here may be rewarded. Also, the prophecy scrawled onto the map states. So we can get Power of Rage. Your army will perform better in combat. I'll be honest, our army is mostly slaves. Nothing in this Warhammer world is going to make them perform any fucking better. So we'll just go the Power of Prescience, I think, which is going to give us favourable wins and treasury. I mean, favourable wins, sure. Our Skaven slaves, I don't know how they're wired up on the inside, but we can probably, you know, reroute that. Good. Commandment available. We'll get growth, obviously, because growth is good. And we've got some upgrades over here. Now, I'm going... We need to upgrade Erengrad Harbour. Almost forgot. Who forgot to remind me? Guys, The fuck. Anyway, so that's good. Oh, Nordland's been destroyed, and we've got a growth vat batch available. Obviously, that's going to be the wolf rat cluster, so we're not going to do that. The number of times I want to click this button to go into the flesh lab, I now never click that button. I always go into the flesh lab first. Otherwise, bad things. Right, we're going to come down here. I mean, obviously, I do want the mutagen. So getting the mutagen would be nice, but we're going to hold off. Hello? What are you doing? You're waggling your little oars at me. I don't like it. Go away.
Let's talk terms.
Okay, trade agreement?
A fool's errand.
No? Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. Could we maybe...
Quick, before I get...
Okay, who likes me? They like me. We don't have... I mean, I could maybe... Okay, you don't like... I'm going to hold... Right, we're going to hold off then. I'm going to hold off doing anything, because it looks like all of the marauders hate each other. And basically it's making my life difficult. The sooner they beat each other up and confederate under one lad, the better, to be honest. You know what I could do is I could actually get that other packmaster, couldn't I? Let's get you. Yes. Are you a white furry boy? Oh, you're a white furry boy. Shouldn't you be maybe you don't have the horns for a grace here. Anyway, we're going to leave you here, basically, because I think that's going to up our growth a little bit. Yeah. Why are we getting minus 10 growth? What's that coming from? It's minus 5 from that. Other. The fuck's other? How weird. Alright, well, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's not lose too much sleep. Okay, Erengrad Docks is being upgraded. What I do need is... What rank are you? 3. That is... Right, what we need is this one. So I'm going to hold off building anything for this turn. Because then we can get the arcane generator. And that's going to just boost the income from the harbour, which is already giving us a shit ton of money. Okay, looks like Scar 6 going for Karak Norn. Sensible. Got war with the man things. Fair enough. Okay, now we do have a reasonably large garrison here.
Not likely.
Plus an army.
I must eat, feed.
Now that would be a concern, obviously, if we weren't a horde of very, very angry monsters. So I'm going to come down here and attack this. What I might do, though, is build a siege tower. Now that should give us... Now, hang on. Do we have the siege engineer follower? No. Okay. Oh. You do. Heroes Army. Okay, that's fine. So if we build 1 siege tower, then we should get 4 siege towers? No, 3 siege towers, which is fine. Because basically, I need the siege towers to act as like a shield for our monstrous units as we approach. Plus, it's going to let the infantry actually get to the walls rather than get torn to shreds long before they get anywhere near it. So that will be quite good. Let's get the arcane generator here, because that's going to give us more money. We've got a little defensive army here just in case. I don't know how I really need to get this assassin, don't I? But I can't afford him because I spent all my money. Blast. Okay, you come down here. You are a white furry boy, aren't you? They're supposed to be like... I thought all white Skaven were... They were either going to be Grey Seers or Council Guards. Because all the black rats are storm vermin. And even some clan rats that eventually becomes, like, fight their way up to become storm vermin, then paint their fur black because it's such like a... Maybe you're just very old. I doubt it. Rats don't... I mean, some Skaven live a long time. Most of them, not very long at all.
Bad thing, fit good only for parts. Chop slice, now.
Hang on, Throt. Let's just see what they want. A peace treaty? Nah. I figured that was probably going to be the request. Obviously, it was going to be a bit of a no from me. It's a no from me. Right, do we have this? No, we need one more turn for the siege tower. Okay, I think waiting for the siege tower is a good shout. I don't think taking Kislev should be a major problem, but I think just waiting for those siege towers is going to make it significantly easier. And to be honest, I'm not in a super rush, to be honest. It'd be nice to knock out the Empire before they become too strong. How strong are they? They're strength rank 68, which actually isn't great. Who's stronger than them? Sylvania is, by quite a way. Wintertooth and the Varg. World Walkers look like they took a bit of a beating. Bone Rattlers look like they might have taken a bit of a beating as well. They did have 3 armies at one point, but not anymore. 3 armies? What am I trying to say? They had more settlements, didn't they? I'm sure they had more settlements at one point, but now they've lost them all. They still have the gold mine, though. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. Right, you... Now, this... Okay, don't tell me about heroes not moved. And then... No, don't remind me. Why is it... See, what I want is that I want this little button here to be like a don't remind me about this character. Because otherwise you have to turn off all the notifications for everyone and then turn on for the ones you do want to know about. I'm like, wouldn't it be easy just to turn it off for the... Like, why is it that way round? Who the fuck decided that? There might actually be a really good reason why it is that way round. That there may be a legitimate programmable reason why it can't be the other way around. But if not, then what the fuck? Oh, monstrous abominations, more charge bonus and weapon strength for rat ogres. Lovely. And I heard something explode. Ah, Zavrasta. Zavrasta exploded. Fair enough. Now, I would like to get some of these, but getting Ruthless and Devious... well, Ruthless Plan is going to give us extra food. And this is going to give us extra growth. So that could be a good shout. This is going to... I mean, upkeep for Skaven Slaves. Not the... I mean, that is more speed for infantry. Yeah. Don't have much infantry, to be honest. I mean, that Virulent Plan is going to give us more food. So basically, anything that's going to give us more food is a pretty good shout. So let's go with that. I think, sure. Now, Jeremy has leveled up, which is good for Jeremy. Let's grab him. Hard to hit to make him a little bit tankier. Gorich is going to get Throt's Greatest Creation, which is going to make all of our characters a little bit tankier. And then you are going to get Crack's Call, because that's actually a pretty good spell. Skaven have actually got quite a few good spells. Particularly like the one to spawn in more clan rats is quite useful. Because it does mean, particularly, I think I use this quite well in my Skrulk campaign, was if you've got like a shit ton of like Poison Wing Globadiers, Rattling Guns, all that kind of shit, Plague Claw Catapults, if you just spawn in like a wave of clan rats to keep the entire enemy army at bay, you can just pound them into oblivion. And you don't have to care about your own casualties because, you know, who cares, they're summoned. So that works quite well. Obviously, with this army, it's not that effective because we don't really need... I mean, I guess spawning in clan rats could be nice. It's probably not going to be super effective, though. And we don't have a plague priest because we could always drop all my infantry and just replace them with monsters. That's an option.
Harvest organs, unleash war beasts.
Look at this. I've given my clan rats and my cancer vermin their own ride. I mean, let no one ever say that I'm not good to them. And if you do say that, I will pump you full of growth juice until you don't know how many arms you have. I mean, there was one unit I couldn't give a seat, but they're fine. They're doing all right, aren't you? How are you doing, guys? Are you okay? Is everything going okay here? Yeah, see, they don't need a siege tower. They're doing fine by themselves. They're strong, independent rats. I mean, the ones that are still alive, anyway. Now, while while the siege towers are approaching the walls, we have spawned in a unit of clan rats to try and knock out these mortars. And they're doing okay, apart from the fact that they are starting to rout almost immediately. However, they do have quite a few outriders with grenade launchers, which, well, I mean... Good. So, that should be that mortar dealt with, and now our monstrous menagerie can begin their advance. I'm going to take a little bit of fire while the infantry get into position, but... obviously our Brood Horror is going to be leading the way, taking quite a bit of damage there. But then we'll regenerate that all back, so who cares? It's just a waste of ammunition. And here come the Clan Rats. And Storm Vermin. There's Clan Vulcan's Snail Slashers, and our Storm Vermin are over here. Unfortunately, that mortar hasn't been dealt with, so we are just getting pounded. Plus there's grenades being thrown in as well. So our... I mean, at least you're riddled with cancer, there is that. You know, could be worse. Gatehouse is almost down. Now, ideally, I want to get Cuddles or the Brood Horror in here first. But it's such a clusterfuck, I'll give up in the end and just charge everyone in. Doesn't matter. We'll worry about that in a minute. To be honest, I fully expect that my monsters are probably going to do quite well against these Great Swords, because the Great Swords don't have as good melee defense as Halberdiers. They have a lot of armor, but of course we're very armor piercing, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Should it, lads? I think we're doing fine. It's a hell of a way to go, isn't it? More Great Swords moving in, trying to fend us off. There are some Outriders there as well. Our Wolf Rats now coming in to attack the other gate, which is defended by some Great Swords and a couple of units of Swordsmen. And I've tried to send my Storm Vermin have been completely routed. They just got torn limb from limb, grenades all over the place. Only 42 of them left. And I've sent in some Wolf Rats here, but they're just getting grenaded, and that's panicking them. So I need to deal with this force before the Outriders get away, because I don't want them to run away while they're tangled up in combat. So we're going to send everyone just to pummel them. However, we do have a little bit of a rearguard problem here. Well, we had a bit of a rearguard problem here until Cuddles decided to explode them. So Cuddles should now be able to hold all of these Great Swords by himself. He's got no problem with that. Meanwhile, the rest of the monstrous horde can push forward to the city centre. Some handguns bravely trying to stop us. I say bravely, obviously stupidly. Yeah, well, I mean, the gods help those that don't run into a horde of angry rat mutants. Some Outriders also throwing themselves into combat. Not quite sure why. Bravery, foolhardiness, desperation, all of the above? Who knows? Okay, so we've dealt with that. Our infantry is slowly gaining the upper hand on the walls, but I'm not too bothered about those. Cuddles is continuing to just hold all of this blob at bay. Good work, Cuddles. They're not going to do any damage to him, really. And here we go. We're now charging into the city centre. You can see there's our Brood Horror. I need to give him a name. The Amazing Flatulent Rats? I don't know. Wolf Rats are into the city as well. I mean, this should be fairly easy, but if I bring the Brood Horror into this blob here and then explode, then yeah, about there. That should be fine. Then basically it just, you know, removes that entire problem immediately. Okay, yeah, I think that did it. I mean, Kislev had a big garrison here. It just wasn't anywhere near enough to stop us. To be honest, with that army, I don't think I could have stopped this army. It's just a very strong force. Wolf Rats charging in to Nom, anyone else they can find. Cuddles is doing fine. Army loss is now taking effect, and the last of them running. Even look, even the storm vermin survived that battle somehow. Some of them, anyway. Yeah, I think cellular instability might well be the best augments in the tree, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So I'm going to take Kislev. I'm going to do a rank 1. Could be the wrong decision, but that's what we're going to do.
I am Throt.
And Throt is going to get growth juice from battles. That could be quite nice. Extra armor piercing versus extra bonus versus large armor piercing. Both good. This is kind of wasted now because I think what I'm going to do is just go full monster. On the other hand, if I want to get the mutagenic elixirs, then I'm going to have to get more skill points on that. So it's not the worst. Let's get specimen collector because more juice from battles. Let's get that juice flowing. Get them juices. Now we've got quite. In fact, you know what we could do. You know what we could do is we could buy some laboratory upgrades. Now, +3 recruit rank for all growth. I mean, that's not bad, is it? So we're going to grab that. I could get the mutagen pack. I'm just going to double check we don't have any buildings I need to... Defences here would be nice. We do need to upgrade Cracker Drac because the public order is not the best. Could be better. I think everywhere else is generally fine. I mean, we could knock down the defences here. On the other hand, if we've got legendary chaos... Now, I don't know if we actually start at war with chaos. Because we're not a good guy faction, are we? We might act... I mean, because, you know, Archaon gave us Gorich to play with. So, you know, obviously that was a nice Christmas gift he gave us. He's like a very angry, glowy-faced Santa Claus who murders people. Now, we did lose one infantry. You know what I think I'm going to do is... I'm going to just go all monsters. So we'll keep what we've got here for the moment. I mean, the other thing because of course we can augment infantry units. I haven't done it because I'm like, what's the point? That's no fun. All of the infantry augments just, I mean, I'm sure there's some good ones here. Necroparasites, what does that do? So that gives them a heal. I mean, that's pretty good. Gives regeneration and perfect vigor. That is okay. There's a fair few good skills here that you could potentially give your infantry units. But oh, that's cheaper. Why is it now cheaper? That's an upgrade? I have no idea. It used to be 25 and 50, and now it's 12 and 25. It's like halved. Why is that? I'm not complaining, just seems odd, but that's fine. So yeah, I think probably the best combination you could do is a Brood Horror, which has both cellular instability and the Skyrie nanobots, because that would make them have stalk, make them unspottable, and also make them a suicide bomber that doesn't actually kill themselves. Which is friggin' amazing. The other thing you could do is give them the hunger, because of course that would then... They have regeneration already. That would then mean they regenerate in combat as well, which is oh, it's because they already... Is it because I was looking at Fluffy? It's because I was looking at Fluffy, and Fluffy has instability, which means it costs less. That's why. Fine. Good, that makes sense. I mean, having... It does mean... but each additional augment will increase the level of instability on the unit. But here it says the unit has a 50% chance to gain more instability for each. Does that mean it's got, like, if it's got rank 1, it'll definitely get rank 2, but it also might get rank 3 with a 50% chance? Not sure. I don't want to make Fluffy kind of, you know, into a blob of screeching horror. More so than he is already, anyway. Good. Right. I mean, if you could, right. So if you could get a brood horror with cellular instability, scary nanobots, synaptic response stimuli, and bloodworm. I mean, to be honest, don't even need the bloodworm. Fuck it, just scary nanobots, because that would make them 10% faster, give them more physical resistance, make them stalk unspottable, and also give them a fucking explosion. I mean, that is off the chain. What I think I might, I'm tempted to give Fluffy something else, but I think it probably not a good idea. Fuck, I'm gonna buy more mutagen. Fuck it.
Needs more plus spinal fluid.
That's right, it does. So now I haven't renamed my Uber Ogres, and I really should, despite the fact they're not actually as good as some of the. Well, no, they've got the augments. They're pretty good. They're not bad. What do they have so far? We could give them bonus first leadership. We could do that. We could give them the hunger. We could give them all kinds of things. I mean, holy shit. It's just... There's just so much fun to be had here. This is why this mechanic is so good, because there's just so much you just go, I want it all. I want it all. Shall we... I'm tempted to get the ultimate mutagen, but I'm going to hold off. Right, I want Cuddles to have Bloodworm.
If not work, me eat thing.
Okay, he's good. He's good. I kind of want to give Stitch Mark II the cellular instability, but I'm concerned that might be too much. It's a 70% chance. It's very dicey. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. What do you have? So I'm going to give you... Fuck it. You know what? I'm going to give you guys imperfection removal.
Crossbreed. Transplant.
Now, that's going to make you very killy, but also have minus 100% casualty replenishment rate. So that's not particularly great for you, but never mind. I'm tempted to make... Should we make our brood horror unspottable? Oh.
Hope it's bigger than Gorage.
Alright, not the end of the world. It does mean he has minus 20% casualty replenishment rate, which is not ideal. Is he replenishing? Okay, he is replenishing, and that's fine. That's okay. So I'm fine with that. Actually, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's fine. It does mean he is now basically... So we can use him to, like, flank around the entire enemy army, delve into the back of the biggest blob of infantry we can find, and then just kaboom. Which is very exciting. Zapspark, I need to give you a name. I will do that after this. So, let's go with... I do like Death... I mean, whacking Death Frenzy on Skaven Slave seems like a waste, but that's what we're going to do. It looks like Ostland has only got one settlement left, and they're sort of like huddled at Norden, just trying to hold off the impending darkness. Well, good for them. Right, okay, so we've basically wiped out Kislev at this point. I think they've just got Fort Jakov remaining. To our south seems to be a lot of vampires, and to our west the Empire. Now what we need to do is actually send... Can we afford... We can.
Clan needs new, better rulers.
Shut up. Right, we'll get you, and basically your job is going to be to go and find Clan Scryer, because we should be able to trade with Clan Scryer, and also with Tretch, so maybe we need another... maybe someone else to go over to find Tretch and see if we can get him on side as well. And, I mean, we're doing victory conditions wise, it's not going to be too much trouble. So maybe we should make our own victory condition. Maybe like either defeat or confederate the other Skaven factions, you know, show we're the best. Get our big old roided rat ogres in little pants to flex at all the other Skaven and show how better they are. Maybe we do that. Let me know. Tell me in the comments. Maybe not about the rat ogres in tiny pants, though. That's a mental image that will never leave you. Anyway, that'll have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.